So, okay. Wow, I didn't even know we were going to talk about homes
I
and
know,
paying homes
right?
off. And so, how long have we been on this podcast, Willow? Okay, so we got about 15 more minutes. So we talked about pivoting your prices, looking at your business and where you can operate more leanly, more smartly, even at home. Even at home. If you got 10 streaming channels, maybe you go down to 3 streaming channels. Um, uh,
Check
what
your
else?
banks. You check your credit card statements too for things that you shouldn't be paying.
Yeah, I mean, I check my bank account and my credit card statements every single week, and you wouldn't believe what I find on there.
Yeah.
Things that I should not be on there, Mary.
Oh, great.
Swear to God, like
Yeah.
Uber charges in like Florida. Yeah, I'm not kidding. So I check every week, and I would say every 3-4 months.
There's something.
And there's something on there that
Mhm.
shouldn't be on there. So if you're not checking your credit card statements, your bank account, you should be checking them weekly and making sure all the deductions, all the payments on there are legit and someone doesn't have your number. Maybe what about look, if you're paying rent, what about getting out of paying rent and going to a commission based? If you're an artist, that way there's no money out of pocket, right? Because a lot of people pay rent to be in a studio or a salon, and they're stressing about it. You could talk to your salon owner or your studio owner and talk, and maybe they'll negotiate and put you on a commission based to where you're not responsible for paying rent every week or every month, and and every appointment you bring in, then the studio gets a commission off that. That might take some stress away.
I think most owners are used to the steady check because if they're not making money off clientele, they're not going to get paid.
Yeah,
I think that might be hard for them to do that.
Yeah, if they're used to keeping everything and then paying.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the newbie,
unless you have a nice landlord.
Yeah. Well, or maybe if you're a newbie and you're looking for a place to land right now.
Yeah.
Maybe
Start out.
Maybe starting out commission is going to be the better way to go.
Yeah.
It's not money out
Don't
of your
even
pocket.
lay rent down as an option.
Right. I think another way artists can make money right now is becoming an affiliate for a class that you believe in. And I'll give an example, like Lift, the saline removal class. We have affiliates. And so if they believe in the class, and a lot of our affiliates are trainers or ones that took the class, or they got websites or, closed Facebook groups or whatever, and they become an affiliate, which means they get a custom affiliate link. And anyone they refer to their affiliate, they can put it on their website, they can send it out to their students, their email blast, Facebook groups they belong on. And people that they get to sign up through that affiliate link, they get a commission. So that's a way to generate income.
Yes.
Automatic too, isn't it?
It's automatic.
Mhm.
It's automatic. Well, with our program, It's automatic. They get, and we do different commission levels depending on their involvement. Trainers, if you're a trainer, way to save money is join some good training programs that have discounts and incentives, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of trainers out there, and it's getting more expensive to put on a training class because they have to buy pigments, they have to buy the latex, they have to buy all the supplies for the students. So look for a good trainer program.
Some even provide machines.
Yeah, some
so
trainers
get
even provide
expensive,
machines because it can get expensive. Some trainers provide good machines, and then there's some trainers that provide the little $30-$40
machines.
Which is okay, just to get them on latex, during the class and for learning. But we at Girlz Inc. developed a trainer program, really good. Olivia, Willow, me, Kat, Sarah, we all sat down, and it took quite a while, writing everything out, figuring out what can we do, what can we offer our trainers, where can we give them discounts, incentives, and how can we help support their students? So we do that. And so that's a good way. And in our training program, I even do quarterly Zoom calls with all the trainers that are in our training program. So I'm really excited about that because sometimes trainers need support or maybe they have questions. It's kind of like coaching sessions, maybe events, where they can talk to me as a trainer, and maybe they have something they want to develop or something they're not sure if they should implement, or where they can maybe make their training better or whatnot. So I'm really excited about that.
Or how to get more students.
Because I have lots of suggestions on how to get students. So, yeah. So those
Sounds
are all
interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
Because some people like you, Mary, you're Mother Mary, you're Nano Queen. You just get your students because of your stellar reputation the last 19 years.
Oh,
right?
thank you.
And you're still a really busy trainer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Maybe what about get a second job if need be?
Yeah. Yep. Some people have actually left the industry. A couple of my students, they just weren't making any money and they had to leave it. And just there's nothing. They were in areas that weren't very highly generating traffic, so they had no choice.
Yeah.
They maybe said they'll readdress it later on, but they can't do any. They just weren't making any money. It's very sad.
It's so sad. Even here,
yeah.
We've had a lot of people apply to be artists here because studios are closing here in Vegas.
Yeah.
They're closing down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think across the board, no matter where you are.
No matter how big a business you are or how small you are, it's affecting everybody.
Yeah.
So don't think like you're alone, because you're not alone. It's happened to all of us.
No.
Yeah.
It's happening to everybody.
Yeah, it's happening to everybody.
You
So
know.
you just have to, like I said, pivot. You have to just change things up a little bit.
Yeah.
I've changed some things up to my benefit. I just feel like you just have to kind of go with the times. And yes, they're rough and bad right now, but you need to prepare, you need to.
Yeah, I think this is the time where people need to be super tenacious.
Yeah.
You have to be, if PMU is what you love, it's what I love. Nothing could make me quit this, Mary.
No,
I don't
I
care.
agree.
I would go get a second job. I'd get and I have done it. I did it in the beginning of my career. I had a second job because I couldn't pay my bills on just while my clientele was building.
What was your second job?
You just want me to say it, don't you?
Cocktail waitress?
No, I was doing that full time before I went into PMU. But there was no Uber, but there was this little local company called Meals on Wheels, and so I had.
Oh my God, my grandmother gets that delivered to her.
Yeah,
house.
I did that.
Oh wow,
I did that, and so we would have a little walkie-talkie. I would pull into the dispatch. I would pull into the dispatch station, and I'd get my walkie-talkie. I'd check out my walkie-talkie, and I had my area of town. And I had like 5 restaurants. I had the Macaroni Grill. I had Applebee's and Chili's. I had what's that steakhouse? What's that?
Outback.
The onion.
Outback.
Yeah, Outback. The Funyun. What's that onion called?
The blooming onion.
The blooming onion. I had Outback, and I think I had Lone Star Steakhouse. And so with this job, I would go sit in this one particular grocery shopping parking lot because it was so well lit. And my job would start at like 5 o'clock at night. And I would sit there. And while I was sitting there, I could read all my permanent makeup books and manuals. And then it would come in, Taryn, this is dispatcher. We have a pickup at Macaroni Grill. Macaroni Grill, Taryn, Roger. And I'd be like, oh, Roger that.
Yeah.
And I would head off to Macaroni Grill.
Yeah.
And then you deliver.
I'd pick up the order. I go deliver it,
Did you get tips?
Oh, yeah, I got tips.
Nice.
Yeah, because
Nice.
I'm cute and adorable. I'm nice and friendly.
Mm.
Yeah, then I go back to the, sometimes on some nights, like, I didn't have time to go park because it was just from one restaurant to the other. The other was super busy. But during the week, sometimes I had time to park. So I think, like, if you love PMU and you decided, like, this is your life, this is what you're meant to do, and you're struggling, you find a way.
Yep.
You keep the faith. Don't let anything rock your faith. And there's something that, like manifestation and positive thought, which and positive thought can be really difficult right now. We all get negative thoughts, myself included. And for me, my negative thoughts can sit and stay a very long time if I'm not conscientious and don't deliberately do something to remove them.
Yeah.
I have to disrupt them. And if they sit, they can recycle with me. And I don't think I'm alone. I think there's a lot of people that get negative thoughts. Like nobody on earth not gets negative thoughts. Maybe like Gandhi, right? He's so spiritually evolved. But everybody gets negative thoughts. It's it's when these negative thoughts come, do you allow them to stay and circulate and recycle and then affect you? Do you start believing them? Or do you find a way to get rid of the negative thought and get back to faith, right? And and you have to be very proactive, and you actually have to do something. You have, like, for me, it's my Bob Marley song, Three Little Birds, right? I'm not going to sing it, but it's don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is going to be all right. Yeah, Bob Marley, Three Little Birds. But when I get negative thoughts, I start singing that song. That's my disruptor song, to stop that negative thought. So that's what I want to leave people with today, is when those negative, scary thoughts come in about your business, about your future, find a song, find something to disrupt that thought and get back to faith, right? Get back to faith and know, and maybe say some affirmations like, my faith is so deep, no one, no thing, no circumstance, no struggle, no challenge, no economy has the power to take from me. Right?
Yeah, that's true. Be thankful. Thankful for what you have. Even though it may not be a whole lot right now, thankful for what you have. People have it a lot worse.
Yes.
People have it a lot worse right now.
100%.
Yeah.
So, I think
that's a good note to end on.
Yeah, that is a good note.
That is good. Yeah.
That is a good note. Well, we talked about some, some scary stuff and some things that aren't so happy, but it's reality right now for a lot of people. So I don't want to pretend it's not happening, but there's a way to maneuver through it too, and navigate through it. And and that's through positive thought. Yeah. And I think also reaching out, not keeping it all in, talking to somebody, friends, family, partners. When I get super scared and I get these thoughts, I can talk to Kat. I can talk to Kat about anything. And I'm really grateful that I have friends like you I can talk to. And you too. Yeah. You've gone through some troubling times, personal things, the last several months, and you and I talked, and
I'm ready for 2023 to be gone. I'm ready for 2024.
Yeah, but it helps, Mayor, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
Don't be afraid to cry and get it out. Yeah. I always have a box of tissue for you.
Yeah. I fell off the grid there for a little while. So.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do. We all do. And thank God for friends.
Thank God.
Yes. And so lean on your friends or your family, whoever it is in your circle, you can lean on, right? A safe place to fall. Yep. We all need that.
Yeah.
So, and Mary.
Yes.
Where are we going tonight?
We are going to the Loverboy concert.
We are. We're going to Loverboy. So if you don't know who Loverboy is, and there's probably a lot of young followers. It's going to age us
really quick.
Well, hey, I like 80s music. A lot of people that are young like 80s music. So yes, if you don't know who Loverboy is, then get on Spotify and or YouTube and Google Loverboy. But he had 10 or 11 songs. You and I know every single word to. We're going to be screaming.
I was actually listening to him on the way here from your house.
I knew only one song.
You only know me and Mary know every song. And back in the 80s, when you look at him in the 80s, I don't know. I just found him sexy. I don't know why, but I really did, with his leather pants, and he was like this, and he was thin, and he had his hair. And now,
probably because he looked like a girl.
Well, he did. That's very funny, Mary. You sound like my father. You sound like my dad.
I'm sorry. That was very funny.
Yeah, because he looked like a girl. Yeah, makes sense, right, Mary? Makes sense.
Yes.
That's
Your
what
dad used to say.
My dad said that. Well, my dad. Okay, so all through high school, whatever, I loved hair bands. I loved the longer the
Poison,
Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, the long hair teased with Aquanet makeup. I loved that look. I thought they were so sexy. I wanted, that's who I would pretend I was making out. I loved them men. And my dad would tease the shit out of me. Gee, they look like girls. I'll get. Well, then I came out. I end up, after high school, I'm a lesbian. So I tell my dad, so I wrote my dad a letter. That's how I told my dad that I was a lesbian. I write him a letter. Scared to hell. And so he calls me, right? He answers the phone, right? And we had voicemails, so he leaves me a voicemail. So I call him back, and he tells me it's I got your letter. It's okay, Taryn. I love you. You're my kid. You're my daughter. Come over for spaghetti dinner. So I go over for spaghetti dinner, and he was like, well, thank God. Thank God, that's all it was. You like girls, no big deal. Dad likes girls. My parents were divorced by that time. And I was avoiding him, so he thought I was on drugs or doing something really bad. So he's like, thank God, that's all it is. And I said, yeah. And he's like, and I got to tell you, everything just makes sense now. It all falls into place for Dad. It all makes sense. I'm like, well, what do you mean? Well, the bands that you like, the boys that you used to bring to the house, the long hair, the makeup, it all makes sense now, honey. You like the girly boys, you like girls. It makes sense. Because I couldn't understand it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Why you were attracted to boys with long hair. So that's funny. Another Dan Darlin moment. Lots of moments with Dan Darlin. But anyway, Mara, thanks for sitting down.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Yeah.
I'll hopefully be back in another 3 months.
Yeah. We always have you on here when you're teaching. We always have something to talk about. Kat.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You want to leave the listeners with a little nothing?
Like what?
I don't know.
Like you're taking me to dinner soon.
Yes, I am.
For doing this.
Yeah. For doing this. Okay. All right.
Twist.
All right. Well, that concludes this episode of A Tatter-a-fact. So, as always, stay in the pursuit of happiness, and we will see you next time.